Carlos was on his way to another clinic when he noticed something odd, a flash of movement from the bushes. He slowed the van, squinting, thinking it was just a trick of the light, but something tugged at him, a feeling he couldn't shake. He pulled over, turned off the engine, and stepped into the cool morning air. His colleague, Juan, followed without question. "You think someone dumped a cat or something?" Juan asked, his voice already weary from the day's grind. Carlos didn't answer immediately. He pushed aside the branches, and there, curled in a tight ball on the ground, was a dog. At first glance, it looked like nothing more than a pile of discarded rags, but the dog's eyes, wide and frightened, locked with his, and his breath caught in his throat. The poor creature was bound. Its legs were taped together, the muzzle cruelly wrapped in thick, suffocating layers. It had no way to move, no way to escape, just sitting there, trembling in the dirt, waiting for the inevitable. Juan cursed under his breath, but Carlos was already crouching beside the dog. His hands shook as he carefully peeled away the tape, the dog's sad eyes following every movement. "Hang on, girl," Carlos whispered, his voice tight. "We're here. You're safe now." The dog didn't struggle or bark. It just sat there, patiently, watching them like it understood. Slowly, as Carlos finished removing the last of the tape, the dog gave a small, tentative wag of its tail. It was the smallest gesture, but it filled Carlos's heart with an overwhelming mix of relief and sorrow. Once freed, the dog immediately moved toward Carlos, nuzzling his hand as though it recognized him as its savior. It had been 24 hours like this, tied up and abandoned, but in that moment, it acted as if the past didn't matter. There was still trust in its heart. They carefully placed the dog in their van, and Carlos drove straight to the nearest rescue center. The vet, a kind woman, checked the dog over thoroughly. Aside from a few bruises and exhaustion, the biggest concern was heartworms. It would take time, but the vet was confident the dog would recover. Carlos didn't know who could be so heartless, so cruel. The dog had been left to die, abandoned without a second thought. But now, it was in good hands, safe, and with a future ahead. If you liked the video, put like and subscribe to the channel, where you will find a lot of interesting things.